Welcome back to another Blue Lock Chapter review, Chapter 304. I'm your whoops, I'm your host, Rono Daniel, aka Danny, one of the three co-hosts of the Moon Piece podcast. Thank you again for joining me. Just going to quickly make sure that my live stream is up on YouTube, and of course, we got to get through the ads. Ria sat in the chat. What's going on, bro? I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Today's Tuesday, so the beginning of the week, but the weather's finally getting nice, so hopefully that helps with the seasonal depression. Because while I'm usually really good at that stuff, lately all the rain has really been kicking me in the groin. But yeah, guys, really excited to be doing this new chapter of Blue Lock. What's going on, bro? All right, perfect. It looks like I'm all set on that end with YouTube. Let's just put some things on. Let's see. Last time we left off, it was a battle between Ego and the Tanuki president of the Japan Football Union, debating whether or not to get Nagi back on the team. So we'll see if we see anything, any updates with that. I really want to get back to like the Blue Lock crew. I know that there was that interview that Henri was doing with Asagi, Rin, Sendo, and Aiku, but I really want to see them in a more social setting. I want to see them talk about their experience in the Neo Egoist League. I want to see Asagi go home, share a meal with his parents, see the interactions of people maybe he like went to high school with or something. We're seeing Blue Lock really blow up. In a way I didn't know we were going to see, what with the parade and the merch and the billboards, I kind of want to see how like they're they're reacting to becoming like a phenomenon. But yeah, the title of this episode is Benefactor of My Dream. So I really wonder what that's going to mean, whether or not that's referring to Nagi, and the fact that is Nagi going to get help with realizing his dream, which I don't even know what his dream was, because originally his dream was just beating Asagi, but now that's up and done. But anyways, guys, let's get into chapter 304 of Blue Lock, titled Benefactor of My Dream. Right before we get into that, I'm going to take a sip of this coffee. Guys, one of the simple pleasures in life, I'm telling you right now, is the first sip of a cup of coffee. All right, but without further ado, let's do it. So opening up again, boom, here we go. We see Asagi, what looks to be at home, enjoying a meal with his parents. That looks like an absolutely delicious cutlet with some kind of glaze on top, a little white rice, and then a little vegetable miso soup there on the side. And he's over here just, boom, thank you for the food. And we're seeing he's wearing some kind of hoodie that says not a genius. Yeah, he's not a genius. He is a talented learner. Okay, Asagi, he's not just gifted with these abilities, he works hard for it. So I don't know if he's doing that intentionally, if he's just like really like leaning into the talented learner side of himself, or, if that's just like the author playing with us. But I like it. I like it a lot. So that way no one can really claim that Asagi, has plot armor, or that all of what he does is an ass pull. Like, no, homie works hard for what he has. So yeah, we're seeing Asagi sat across from his parents. They're over here just praising him. Like, good job, Yo-chan. Eat up, All-Star. Mom made her celebratory pork cutlets. Pork cutlets. That looks absolutely amazing. And Asagi's just chomping down on them. He's like, oh, this is so good. Pork cutlets after a victory are so rewarding. His mom's like, oh, I'm so happy to hear you say that. Although we were shocked you came home so suddenly. Do you have a break from Blue Lock for so long? Knowing Ego, I mean, the World Cup is really like not that far away. So I can't imagine that this break is going to be anything more than a few days, a weekend at best. So Asagi's over here like, yeah, something like that. The U20 World Cup isn't for a while, so they told us we have the next 2 weeks off, and I came home. Wow. Okay, so I think the last time we saw it, the World Cup was maybe, like 50 to 60 days away. So if they have 2 weeks, it's 14 days, which will still leave about a month or so for them. to prep. But oh my God, 2 weeks is a really long time. I wonder what that means for the amount of time we're going to be spending outside of the Blue Lock complex and outside of, what the training and everything. That 2 weeks is, I literally just said it was going to be a few days max, and it's literally 2 weeks. I wonder how I can see people like Borrow, Rin, Shido, just train, maybe not Shido, but continuously training and practicing and honing their skills, like getting ready for the World Cup. But I wonder what people like Asagi and Bachira are going to do. I mean, Kunigami I'll actually put alongside Borrow and Rin. Like, they're going to be in the gym training. Yo, what's up, Saint Shade? Corey would still not F with him. Yo, 100%. Corey hates Asagi. And it's a shame because I like Asagi as a character. I really love seeing like the underdog become top dog. And with someone like Asagi, that he takes on that role very well. Because it's also fun to see like the different sides of him, Sagi, where like he's like this, adorable, humble, sweet kid, and then he turns into an absolute savage in a second. And so like seeing that, it's like a very jarring experience, but like it still shows you like, oh, Asagi's got that in him. I love Asagi as a character, honestly. But yeah, then get lots of rest. Want pork cutlets again tomorrow? I'll make them. And the day after, whatever you want. I got you. You're my son, and you're a star now. You're going to bring this family fame and glory. No, she didn't say all that, but... and his dad chimes in. I gotta say though, this has gotten pretty crazy, man. Your popularity, your abilities, your salary. I mean, and she's like, "Whoa, dear, hey, don't bring it up. Come on." He's like, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to retire as soon as possible." You came back to rest, so I shouldn't talk about that. And Sagi's like, it's okay. Don't worry, Dad. I'm gonna retire you soon, right? I feel like that's most kids' dreams, right? Is to like retire their parents. Real talk. I know that's mine. But yo, I'm not gonna lie though, a little bold of his dad bringing up the salary thing. That's pretty crazy. But hey, I get it totally. Gamjir Karbrak, what's up, man? Sorry if I mispronounced your name. My apologies. Welcome to the chat, man. Welcome to my Blue Lock Chapter review of 304. Welcome to the Moon Piece podcast. Blue Lock so Asagi chimes in. He's like, Blue Lock is handling the offers from overseas club teams in the meantime. We'll get the details later. Seconds, please. As he's, asking his mom for another bowl, which I can't blame him. So they said to just focus on the U20 World Cup for now. And mom's over here serving him up a second dish. And she's like, it's really amazing. Aside from the money, you managed to win and become #1 in Blue Lock, Yo-chan. Yeah, thanks, Mom. I joined the league wanting to become #1, and I faced the challenges head on. I really pulled it off, and I'm really stoked. For real. Oh, this is such a sweet moment for him and his parents. Like, his parents are glazing him and, giving him his props and, telling him how proud he is. And he's, he's being open and talking about it. Like, we haven't been able to see Asagi like this in so long because his head's just he's been through war. He has been through war. But yeah, I'm loving to see this like chilled out Asagi. Like, you can tell he's really appreciating the time with his parents. And honestly, if this were like a real anime shonen protagonist, then this would be the last time we ever saw his parents. Gamjir, by the way, can I ask you a question? Yeah, of course. What's up? Let me know. So yeah, now his dad's over here. He's like, thanks for that shit. And Sagi's like, huh? What? Oh my God. And his mom's like, yo, he's imitating you. He's been practicing since then. Oh my God. My ultimate clown. Oh my God. And Sagi's like, yo, quit it. Don't pick on your son, you evil dad. Oh my God. Wait, are you telling me like all those lines were like on the TV, on BLTV? Are you serious? Oh my God. That is... It's reality TV. That's reality TV. That's absolutely insane. Yo, thanks for that shit. What? What are you talking about? My ultimate clown. That's got to be, I'm not going to lie, that's a little embarrassing. But even for like Kaiser, like everyone heard that? Everyone could hear what now, like, normally when you watch soccer games, you're not really hearing what the players are saying to themselves. You're not hearing what the players are saying afterwards, only if they're being like interviewed, right? If someone's like, "Sir, please tell us more. What did you think of the game?" But not in this case. That was like over, like, on the side. Urasagi's saying this stuff to Kaiser, so for like people to be able to hear that, the memes must be going crazy in the Blue Lock world, right? That is absolutely insane. Thanks for that shit. Yo, the fact that the dad's clowning him about it is so funny. And the mom's just laughing her ass off, and she's like, "But if you keep trash talking like that, Yo-chan, you'll be a bad influence on the kids watching at home." Oh, she's a little serious with that. And then the dad's over here like, "Agreed as shit." And now Asagi's just laughing. He's like, You're just talking like Kaiser now. That's not me." And then ding dong, delivery from a Blue Lock. Here we got Amazon Prime doing deliveries for Blue Lock now. Oh, man. Sorry, guys. Gamjir, how to move on from somebody. Unfortunately, time heals all wounds, but in the meantime, you just need to distract yourself. I know that, anime and manga has definitely been that for me for so long. You just got to distract yourself as much as you can. Just get yourself out there, meet new people, find new experiences, different perspectives. And slowly but surely, you'll just forget. Well, not forget. You'll never forget, but it'll be easier. It's kind of like a busy mind. Oh, I actually don't remember the saying. You say to keep yourself busy. Throw yourself into something, anime, manga, reality TV, work, school, whatever it is. Find yourself a really good book. Ready, Set, Learn Academy. Asagi relies on others. Yes, he does. But, he does rely on others, but not in like the power of friendship kind of way, right? But yeah, I really love how his parents are clowning him about like what he says. And then Saint Shades over here saying, "Reading One Piece for me." Boom. Yep. For those of you who say like One Piece is too long, well, if you need a distraction, there you go, because that's gonna take you a minute, but you'll love it. That'll definitely help. So Asagi's over here opening up his packages, and his parents are nosy as fuck, coming up behind him like, "A box? It's for me, Mom and Dad. It's from Blue Lock. Stop being nosy." What is all of this? It's just a bunch of discs. Maybe they're recordings of something. Yep, probably like the games. Thanks for the advice. Of course, anytime. Saint Shay says, "Because One Piece will never leave me," type shit. That's true. Ready, Set, Learn Academy says Rin and Shido carried the second selection. Yeah, well, I mean, of course, but seeing Asagi like come up and match their energy for like that one time where he was able to score the goal was also cool. But Rin and Shido 100%. I love Rin and Shido, and the fact that they're going to be playing on the same team for the World Cup is absolutely insane. I still kind of don't believe it. I still feel like one of them is going to leave, but hey, I would love to see Asagi and Shido play on the same team. Love it. I feel like they could really, really take off working together. And then Asagi's like, "It's just a bunch of discs plus a plane ticket and a letter from Ego-san." And he says, "Learn about soccer, Yoichi Asagi. The key to your next evolution is in here. Discover it for yourself, Jinpachi Ego." I wonder if Ego sent anybody else a box. I mean, maybe he should, if he really wants to work for the World Cup, he should want to help everybody get to their next stage of evolution, right? So it's cool how he sent this to Asagi. So Asagi's pretty much got to like study tapes. Like, "Yo, you got your 2 weeks off, sure, but buddy, you got homework to do." But I wonder what the plane ticket is for. Like, where are you going? Maybe to watch a soccer game, actually. It's probably to watch somebody in either the next gen, or I don't know, maybe it's to train with Bastard Munchen again. But Asagi reads this letter and he's like, "Learn about soccer. Did Ego-san think up an assignment just for me?" And he's reading that line, "The key to your next evolution." Now, this is an assignment just for you, yes. But again, like I think he probably did that for a lot of people. You know, I can't imagine he didn't do that for Bachira or Chigiri or Shido or Baro. You know, and Isagi's mom comes in from the back and she's like, "I've been wondering for a while, what kind of person does Ego-san seem to you, Yo-chan?" And Isagi's like, "What? Dude, he's a dickhead. What are you talking about?" Annie Rude, yo, bro, what's up, man? Welcome back to the chat. I haven't seen you in a minute. Ready Set Learn Academy says Shido would most likely be selfish and score the goals, but pass if the time is right. Shido would be selfish in that regard, but I feel like if it comes to like winning the game, he'll work very well with Asagi. Like we saw Shido even pass the ball to Rin multiple times, but Rin didn't do any I don't think Rin ever passed the ball to Shido once. I think Shido wants to score goals, but most of all, Shido wants to have fun playing the game. You know, and he wants to win. He wants to look good. So I feel like he's also good getting an assist, so long as he can get a goal a couple of times. So Isagi's thinking to himself, I mean, he's definitely radical and has his own philosophy, I guess. And we're seeing some of the coldest panels from Ego. Just, I know that every time we've seen Ego make this face, he's saying something absolutely wicked, you know? So Asagi's like, he's totally unsociable. He'll only say what he means, no matter who he's talking to. He'd just be some weirdo if he was somewhere else. And his dad's like, so he's just how he looked on Blue Lock TV. All right, perfect, makes sense. And his mom's like, I guess that actually makes him trustworthy, huh? Yeah, Ego is gonna tell you what it is. You know, he's not gonna hold back for anybody. And Asagi just continuing on saying, yeah, plus he believes more than anyone on earth that Japan can win the World Cup. And then we're seeing a little flashback to Ego, quote, I only need crazy bastards who won't be satisfied until they're the world's best. And that 100% wasn't Nagi. I'm sorry, I had to say it. And Asagi continues, you know, I kind of understand it now, the sincerity of an adult and what true passion feels like. Yeah, because that's literally what Ego is. It's passion, borderline obsession, honestly. Because some would say Ego is absolutely obsessed with this, and I appreciate it. F7.P says, please let's not go back to the Nagi Rio thing. Let's focus on the rest, like Baro, Rin, Shido, anyone else. Yo, I don't blame you. I feel like we've seen a lot of Nagi recently, and I'm over here thinking to myself, like, yo, don't you have like your own spin-off manga? Like, what are we doing here? I want to get back to the meat and potatoes. So I kind of agree with you. It's not like I never want to see Nagi again. Like, I also believe that Nagi is going to be coming back to Blue Lock at some point, but like, I don't want to spend so much time. Like, there's so many interesting characters in the series, and I really like focusing on all of them. I would love to see more of Chigiri. I want to see Bachira and Asagi go have a drink somewhere, you know, and just play soccer and talk about their experience, you know. Ready Set Learn Academy says, what was Ego Jinpachi's weapon? Ooh, you know, he's probably got like, I don't know, like Brain Point or something like Chopper did from One Piece, you know. He starts thinking really hard. So Asagi's continuing on saying, Jinpachi Ego is the craziest, most fascinating guy in the world, and he is the benefactor of my dream. Oh, hence the title of the chapter. Yo, and look at that wicked smile he has in the back. Honestly, Ego is Asagi in a different timeline, right? Their football IQ is just both of them is just really high. Like, I feel like Ego definitely sees himself in Asagi a lot. I mean, we know that Isagi's been in Ego's eye from maybe the damn near beginning. Maybe Ego's like plotting Asagi's like whole career like Aizen did to Ichigo in Bleach, right? That's why he put him in the 300th place, even though we all know that Asagi was better than Igaguri, right? But he's putting Asagi on the bottom to kind of like really reset him and really kind of like drill into his mind like, you ain't him, all right? I could see that. Ego's crazy. So Asagi's parents are looking really happy, really calm as they see their son gleaming with joy. And his mom chimes in saying, seems like you're having fun, Yo-chan. I'm glad you met someone good. And his dad saying, you sure have changed, Yoichi. In the short time you were away, you've gotten more mature than me. And Asagi's like, nah, not me. Though you look like a kid, Dad. But you know, Yoichi, I just want you to remember this. No matter how much you change, the fact that Mom and I are your family will never change. I mean, it's kind of, yeah, I don't think you need to say that. I don't think Asagi's that type of person to like cast aside his family for anything, you know? He really, yeah, Yoichi's not that. Rin is that type of person, you know? No, I don't even think Baro's that type of person. But Rin 100% is that type of person. But Yoichi, Asagi, definitely not. Saint Shade, Aizen from Sosuke Aizen from Bleach. I'm not going to say anything more than that. But he's like one of the best villains of all time. Ready, Set, Learn Academy says Rin has the potential to solo like half of the World Cup. Shido's most likely going to be a sub. Yeah. You just can't have Rin, Shido, and Asagi all on the field at the same time. Like, that math is not mathing. It's not going to happen. I don't know how they're going to get around it, but that's beside me. So, Asagi's dad's continuing on. He's like, I think you're going to fight even bigger challenges soon. You'll live in the world of competition where you'll get hurt and hurt others, but Mom and I will always be watching over you. And no matter how things change, this is your home to return to. Oh, they're so sweet. Yo, low-key, Asagi looks like his dad. So the artist did a really good job there. But his mom, low-key, looks like Henri's mom. Right? Is this a little foreshadowing that Asagi's going to end up with Henri? No, I don't think so. Asagi wishes, man. Yeah. So Asagi's over here gleaming like, wow, my parents are so cool. And then Asagi's just thanking them. Thank you for everything. Oh, because, yeah, no, they're right. Like, he's about to, like, really go hard on the paint in the World Cup. And he might feel like he lost everything. Because, you know, like, when you're a teenager and things happen to you, you feel like it's the end of the world, right? When it's really not. It's just like a bump along the way. So, you know, I like that his parents are like, yo, just remember, you got a family. Don't worry. It'll be all right. And Asagi's like, and thank you for the food. Oh, you're done? Says the mom. Yeah, I'm going to watch these videos. Oh, and they're just happy. Yeah, Asagi's going right to studying because that's what he does. He's got 2 weeks off, but he's still working. Saint Shade saying, nah, I was saying he is following the steps of the GOAT Aizen. It was all my plan. Yeah. No, I'm telling you, Ego clocked Asagi from the very beginning. Was like, this is the guy. This is the guy. And has been setting him up every step of the way. F7.P says, yeah, Shido is going to be a sub because Asagi and Rin have to start. One could argue Baro will be the third in the list, but hey, yeah, that's another one. Baro, like, that's why I'm just like, how are all of these kings of the field going to play on the same team? That's why I think, like, one of them, which I would assume it's Shido because it's happened before, would go to another team. And then the Blue Lock 23 goes to Blue Lock 22, and then Nagi gets bumped up to that 23rd spot. It's like, it's the only way, that's the only thing that makes sense. I mean, we still have like 2 months until the World Cup, so a lot can happen in that time. Especially if we want at some point Itoshi Sai to join the team. I don't know. Ready Set Learn Academy says Baro was selling in the white versus red team in the first selection. Aniru says, what's your favorite football moment IRL? Honestly, I don't watch football that much. But in the last World Cup, there was this player on Brazil who like received a pass, tipped it up in the air, and then did a bicycle kick and kicked the ball into the goal. I remember I have it saved on some Instagram reel. And I watch it like all the time. I thought it was so cool. Demon Slayer. Oh, how did you get that name, man? I'm just surprised it was available. You must have been one of the very first ones. Nagi put the fries in the bag. Yes. No, guys. Nagi, I don't know what's gonna happen with Nagi. So Asagi goes into his room. He's going through the discs, and he pulls out one, and it says the 2008 Euro Finals. And he's like, what? This is a pretty old disc. I guess I'll check it out. Yo, imagine it's like a box of snuff films. Imagine Ego's just fucking with him. That would be crazy. Anirudh said, oh, it's Richarlison from Brazil. I think so. I don't know. It was just in the most recent World Cup. F7.P says, come on, first selection he developed. Yeah, I love Baro. Like when the bastard Munchen was versing the Ubers, I was all for it. Baro is definitely one of my favorite characters. And Asagi's wondering what Ego wants him to learn. And he's like, oh, it really is a soccer recording. I wonder what match this is. Looks like it's a cup from partway through. And he's seeing a couple of people going at it, and boom, a goal. A goal scene. Does he want me to learn about shooting? Oh, it cut to another match. And he's just seeing players playing, hitting goals from different angles and different positions. And he's like, what is this? That shot was blocked? He's not telling me to learn from the goal scenes. Then what is he showing me? And then something clicks. He's like, huh? Whenever the recording changes, it starts with a tempo changing trap or a killer pass. So that's it. He doesn't want to show me goals. Okay, so Asagi's, before I just like move on to the next one, Asagi's putting pieces together. He's seeing that, some goals are made, some goals are shot. So if we're talking about tempo changing, it's kind of giving Haikyuu when they had to again, change the tempo 1, 2, 3 with how they were playing. So I guess it's all about timing. He doesn't want to show me goals, but game-changing moments. The ideas behind these traps, passes, and dribbles that add a new stimulus to the field. That's got to be it. Ego-san handpicked these past recordings from international matches for this collection of plays that produce the goal scent. There's still so much I don't know about soccer, as Asagi is just absorbed in the videos that he is watching. So he's trying to turn Asagi into Tanjiro over here. Or who else? Wasn't that the scent of a goal? Who said that? Was that Shido that said that? I forget, but it's something. Oh, this smells like a goal. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Dang. I can't remember. Ready, Set, Learn Academy says Hitoshi Sai is unlikely to be in the U20 World Cup. Why? Because Hitoshi Sai got an invitation for Real Madrid. Yeah, but isn't it his dream to win the World Cup? I don't know. How is U20 and Real linked to each other? I mean, they would probably play against each other, no? I think so. Okay, so yeah. So Ego wants to teach Asagi how to sniff out a goal, how to find these game-changing moments, and use them to his advantage. So Asagi is again saying to himself, so much I don't know about soccer, overflowing through the world. This is fascinating and fun. I need to input this new stimulus. I want to reach Jinpachi Ego's level of thought. Yeah, so Asagi's just going to be studying, watching games, watching clips and reels, and hopefully he finds a new formula there. And now we're cutting to Bachira, Chigiri. All of us in Blue Lock are still evolving. Oh, and that's the last page. 45 days until the U20 World Cup. So yeah, so it looks like everybody got a letter from Ego, right? But Asagi's the only one who got a box, which is a little crazy. But I don't know, maybe... I don't know. But Ego clearly told everybody, like, hey, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to work on. In the meantime, for the U20 World Cup, which is now in 45 days. Okay, so if they have 2 weeks off, so 45 days, so that's a month. That's a month of training and prepping for the game and figuring out formations and everything like that. Okay, this is exactly the kind of chapter I wanted, honestly. Excuse me, guys. Oof, had to get that yawn out of the way. Yeah, this is exactly the kind of chapter I wanted to see. Just Asagi, like, kind of taking a second to chill. He got to spend time with his family. The whole teasing that his dad was doing on Asagi, making fun of, like, some of the things that he was saying to Kaiser, I thought was so funny. Yeah, Asagi's parents are the best. And now we're still, like, seeing some growth from Asagi in how he needs to grow for the next arc of this story, and that's going to be sniffing out a goal and finding those game-changing moments. To really find that luck piece that he needs. He needs to be able to find that in order to make those game-changing moments. Annie Root said that the scent of a goal line was said by Asagi himself to Nico in the first selection. Oh, is that what it was? Oh, okay. Ray Settler and Academy is replying to F7.P saying because Real Madrid has probably have an interview with the U20 for the match to happen in the first place or the next World Cup. Real Club is club level. U20 is for international teams like Brazil, Argentina, etc. You can't have a team like Barcelona versus Japan in the U20. Matches like that only happen in friendlies, not official matches. Yeah, it was unlikely. And then Saint Shay says, get ready, Danny. Chapter 1150 is even crazier. 1150 of One Piece? Yo, I'm really trying not to like get spoiled here, but I'm already seeing people talking about it. I'm really going to have to stay off the internet for One Piece spoilers. But yeah, this Blue Lock chapter, I really appreciated it. Again, like, is exactly what I wanted in terms of Asagi, just like taking a moment to cool down and spend time with his family. We're getting his next step of his evolution in what he needs to do to become better. I'd probably give this chapter, I'll probably a good 7 out of 10. You know, nothing too crazy. Again, nothing like really wowed me in this chapter. It was just like some comedy here and there and progression at the end of the day. Like it's progressing the story and what they need to do, even though they're on a break for 2 weeks, right? And again, I'm glad that I got to see that Isagi wasn't the only one that Ego sent a little letter to be like, oh, this is what you have to do to get better, right? We're seeing that everybody is still evolving, everyone is still changing, everyone is still working hard for the next arc of this story. Yeah. Saint Shade saying again, try to stay off of Twitter too because the spoilers are going crazy. I don't use Twitter. I've never used Twitter. So no worries there. Aman saying, bro, do you like solo leveling? What's your opinion? By the way, new sub here. Thank you for joining us here on my live stream. Thank you for subbing to the Moon Piece podcast. I love solo leveling. I read solo leveling during the pandemic. I read the manhwa. I've always loved solo leveling, but I'm very like realistic about it. I always say that, and some people like it, some people don't. When I say this, it is the Fast and Furious of anime and manga, right? You don't take the story too seriously. I'm here for a good time, and I have a hell of a good time, right? I will also just say I don't believe solo leveling should have won anime of the year. You know, let's be a little honest here. It's still great. You know, I'll give it top 3, but top anime of the year. I don't know if I could wholeheartedly give it that, but I love solo leveling. Ready to Learn Academy saying Asagi can't really beat anyone in a 1v1, and he didn't beat Rin. It took 2 people, with one being Kaiser. Asagi can 100% beat people 1v1. I'm so sorry, Ready Set Learn Academy. I completely disagree with that. I feel like Asagi can definitely take a lot of people one-on-one, especially in a match. Like, I feel like in the Ubers match, he was being like covered by 2 Ubers, and then Yukimiya even came to try to take a ball away from him, his own teammate, and he was able to outmaneuver all 3 of them. And then when Asagi was being covered by Ness, and that's the first time he made a lefty goal shot. Like, I feel like Asagi listen, could he beat Baro in a one-on-one? Maybe not. Can he beat Rin? For sure not. Rin would demolish him and spit him out, you know, but I really, you got to put a little respect on Asagi's name, bro. F7.P says, I want to see the top 5 in a raver or a nightclub or something, right? Last time they did karaoke, this time, I don't know. They could go do laser tag or something, learn team coordination and stuff. I would really like to see that too. 2 weeks is a really long time. So I really feel like there's no way they're not going to meet up. Like last time after the U20 match, they all hung out at a cafe and then they went to do karaoke. Like I really want to see them just hanging out. Let's see a little Blue Lock slice of life action here real quick. I really don't want to jump right into the next arc. Right? Like, wouldn't it just be so fun to see them, like, out and about, and then people are like, oh, my God, you're Asagi. It's Chigiri. Oh, my God, we're, like, huge fans. And, like, people are coming up to them, and, like, it's them, like, interacting with that newfound fame and glory. I want the lols. I want the slice of life. I want it. Give it to me. Aman saying, bro, Blue Lock isn't even about football anymore. It's more about aliens. What happened to it? It's funny. People like making that joke that like Blue Lock is turned into something that it's not, something that's not football. I know that there's some like ridiculousness that comes out of it, but listen, even if Blue Lock, I mean, Blue Lock is 100% about football, so I will say that. But even if it's not like your like regular old anime about like sports, I mean, you can't compare it to Kuroko no Basket. Kuroko no Basket, those people literally had superpowers, right? At least like Blue Lock is a little more realistic than Kuroko's, right? It's maybe a little more over the top than Haikyuu. I'll give it that, but as far as like other sports anime go, I mean, look at Prince of Tennis even. Like, Jesus. Oh, you know what? I'll probably put this on Prince of Tennis level as far as like ridiculousness that you see, but like I still think like Kuroko no Basket is like up there in terms of like absolutely ridiculous moments and plays that you see in sports. F7.p say people play with football with their life on the line. Yeah, I will say though that they really do a good job of making it seem like it's life and death here. Although when you're playing football on something like BLTV where millions and millions of people are watching, I mean, this is your career. You are kind of playing with your life on the line. I mean, especially if people are even like seeing like the disses that Asagi is throwing at you in the middle and after the match, like that is social humiliation. But yeah, I really enjoyed this chapter of Blue Lock. I really appreciate everybody who stopped by today. You know, this was a really good time. I loved all of you guys who came to leave a chat, stop by, say what's up. Any new subscribers that came, we really appreciate you guys. I usually do Dandadan chapter reviews as well, but that would have happened yesterday, and we didn't get a new chapter yesterday. I don't know why, but next week, next Monday, I do Dandadan chapter reviews. I do Blue Lock on Tuesdays. Corey and I, Corey, my co-host of the Moon Piece podcast, we do One Piece chapter reviews. So we just did one with the Nerd King. I don't know if you guys know who that is. He's on TikTok. He's a great guy. We did a chapter review of 1149. And obviously we're going to do a chapter review of 1150. Hopefully we don't get too spoiled on the new One Piece chapter. Kimmy, who is our third co-host of the podcast, she is going to be doing her Kingdom Hearts live stream tomorrow. Corey and I actually also have a Sailor Moon live stream where we're watching Sailor Moon right now, and that's going to be coming out later on this week. And then we have a new episode coming out next week as well. I think it's going to be the season premiere of our third season of like our actual podcast. So tune in for that, guys. Turn on those notification bells, you know, if you want. We would really appreciate it though. Real quick, Ready, Set, Learn Academy. Rinatoshi is my GOAT, but has he surpassed Sai by now? I don't think Rin is surpassed Sai. I think that Rin still has a lot to learn about the worlds. You know, I feel like Sai has traveled more and experienced more. Rin is still a baby. Rin's 16, and I feel like everybody else around him is like 17, 18. And I feel like life experience like really plays a part in your mental as far as your also ability to perform. Aman edits says, have you read Tomodachi Game? I have not. I have not watched the anime either. I've heard really good things about it. You're the first person to ask me that, honestly. So I don't know if I can even say if I've heard like good things about it that much. And then Melly DU, welcome to the chat. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, guys, thank you again for coming to my Blue Lock live stream. Let me know if there's any other manga you want to see me review, do live streams of. Again, we have Corey and Kimmy here as well. Oh, and we're doing Kagurabachi next week as well, where we're doing like a bunch of chapters for the last 4 chapters, I think, because we only do that monthly. We really like to let the chapters build up because there's not as much that you can dissect in Kagurabachi, and we find that it's a much more enjoyable experience when like we just go through like 4 to 5 chapters at a time. But yeah, guys. Again, thank you very much for stopping by to the Moon Piece podcast. Thank you for checking out my Blue Lock live stream. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Really appreciate you.